First subsidy is Nigeria is like is a scam, and there is no human being with sensible reasoning that will continue to venture in that kind of practices. They call it first subsidy. You know, so many Nigerians doesn't know what the meaning of first subsidy. They don't know what the subsidy is all about. But it's very crazy if Nigerians get to know the whole packaging, everything that concerns the first subsidy. Is very crazy. How can you allocate? How can you budget trillions to subsidize fuel? Okay, let me take just 1 minute and explain to you what first subsidy is all about. First subsidy is government to give you the right to go and import fuel at the rate of 300 naira. Then government will balance you 190 naira for you to be able to sell 110 or 120 in the depot, so that people who are selling, so that the end users will be able to get it at 152 or 153 or 150 or 140, so that they will be able to sell like 165 at the pump price. Then government will now pay another money again. When they call it PEF, Petroleum Equalization Fund, for you to transport the same products from Lagos to Kano State. Government will pay for that money. Then so that you'll be able to sell uniform price in Kano State or in Maiduguri or in Sokoto State. Now, I now ask, this has been currently for over close to 7 to 8, 10 years now. It is crazy and it's unacceptable. It is what is killing our economy, and no nation in the world could sustain such fraud and such evil and expect the nation to thrive. What does it cost government to build a refinery in the whole states of the nation? No, what does it cost government to build refineries? For government to build refineries cannot cost that kind of amount, for crying out loud. We are dormant in this nation. Do you know that in this country that fuel subsidy alone have ripped us all our everything we have labored all the years? Is it not crazy for government to keep borrowing money and subsidizing fuel? And for you to know too, do you know the fuel we are subsidizing in Nigeria are not used only in Nigeria here? The Nigerians they export it to other countries like Chad, Niger, Cameroon, and other neighboring countries. So Nigerian government is subsidizing fuel for other countries to be using in the name of subsidy. It's a scam and it can never be accepted. So what I'm saying is this: if government can retrieve their steps, let me tell you one of the problems Nigeria is suffering from. Nigeria is suffering from bad leadership. Nigeria is suffering from bad orientation, from upbringing. Nigerians are behaving abnormal. The abnormalities I see Nigeria behaving like crazy people is because the orientation, the orientation of upbringing. Because if I can tell you, 70% of Nigerians live in one room apartment with their children. Because of what? Because of poverty. So now, if government can divide this subsidy of a thing and use about 2 trillion to give Nigerians low-cost estates, at least a 2-bedroom flat, even if not for every Nigerian, but at least for civil servants, how much is Nigerian salaries? How much are they paying civil servants? If they subsidize, if the government can be able to use half of the money that's using for subsidy to build low-cost estates in all the whole 36 states, at least civil servants will have at least 2-bedroom flats for their families. Because I can tell you categorically, Nigerians, 70% of Nigerians are having their family, a man and a wife with 5 children in one room, producing children in the same room with their children. The orientation alone can bring menace in the psycho reason of every individual. And this is what we see every day. You see children from tender age that are being molested. Do you know what the experience will write in their reasoning? Because they are being brought up in such environment. So you want people to behave normal. But you don't know that what they have from childhood. The Bible says that train a child the way he should grow, the way he should live, so that when he grows up, he will not depart from it. But you are having 70% of Nigerian children who are live in a point they are being molested from childhood, who are live in inhuman attitude and inhuman life, live like animals, and you find them in the schools. You know, children mentor each other. The immoralities we are seeing in the society today, the crime we are seeing today, is one mandated from the upbringing of our children. But government, the leaders we have in this nation, they are very wicked. They are so wicked to the extent that they know that if their children go to the same private school and the same government school that the poor children are going, attending, they may affect their children. So they are very deliberate and careful. They take their children to abroad, where they have a better orientation, where they have a good class and a good environment to study. And funny enough, those children of the elite doesn't work in our ministries. They don't work in our prestators. Where they work, many of them doesn't even work because their parents have looted enough money. Some children are in the house and their father are paying them up to 300,000, 400,000 naira. I have some of them everywhere in this country. And we are talking of leadership today. Which government in the world can have that kind of setting and you say you have a system? Nigeria does not have a system.
In my own opinion, I believe it should be removed because we are not actually feeling the advantage, the massive advantage of the subsidy, you understand? I think few people are the ones gaining from the subsidy. So to me, I feel it should be removed.
My own surprise I had when that news was broadcast, and I feel it's not of the good interest of the Nigerian, because at the end, the money will fall back to the maybe pocket of individual, who will turn back in return being a sources of our suffering once again. So I'm in support of the total removal of the fuel subsidies.
Fuel subsidy in Nigeria is fraud. There are little of our leaders that are benefiting from this fraudulent act. That is why fuel subsidy still remains. When President Muhammadu Buhari was coming to power, he promised Nigeria that within the first he will build 4 refineries. Up to today, Nigeria cannot build only 1 refinery, of which is shameful to the whole nation. To the whole nation, Nigeria. If Chad Republic and other two small countries around us can get their own refinery, Nigeria as a nation cannot produce 1 refinery. It's very shameful. When I saw like what you are asking now, let me just finish about that fuel subsidy. Let me not deviate from it. Now, fuel subsidy is being made for some of our leaders, cabals, to enrich themselves. There is nothing wrong if they remove the fuel subsidy completely and look outwards how they can build the refinery, how they can do this thing, and make we that get the oil to refine our oil here as well as other countries.